Good evening, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Tuesday evening. I hope we're all right. I hope we're okay. Obviously, I've just, like the rest of you, just finished off watching that Turkey-Georgia game. And what a game that was. Some absolute worldies were scored in that game. And it's always the games that you just don't expect to really show off like that. I mean, Romania, Ukraine was another one. I thought Georgia, ironically, gave a good account of themselves. The third goal was them trying to push to get an equaliser. So, I'm definitely not going to kill them for, losing 3-1 when in reality, they were just trying to go for it. So, fair play to Georgia. Obviously, fair play to Turkey, winning a game in the Euros early on gives you so much more ability to kind of take it a bit easier. Oh, crikey. Take it a bit easier as the competition goes on. So, was a good performance. Obviously, we've got Portugal, Czech Republic coming in, just under an hour. So, obviously, we've got to rattle through and get some things talked about because we've got a big game to watch Portugal. Obviously, Portugal, as much as Gary Neville or other people seem to think they're underdogs, I personally seem to think they're one of the favourites just because their team is so loaded. So, plenty of that to get into. Lo Celso playing better in the Copa does us a wonder. We'll see about that. Even Spurs, mate. Tell you what, inside, we should show the Spurs first team. Some of these Balkan teams' performances could do a player a favour pre-season with never die spirit. Yeah, bonkers. Let me say that. Take out Kvara of that Georgian team, and you've got yourself an amateur Sunday league team. Well, I better check if I've got some Georgian blood in my blood. Then, what a game that was! Big up, Andy, and everyone in the chat. Hello, Darius, mate. You're right. When you start looking to Georgia players, and you start looking at Kvara Donna, that Georgian striker might be allergic to scoring tap-ins. He just wants to score worldies, Yeah. Marshall's probably upset about Killicksoy, isn't he? Definitely wasn't a bleak day. Evening, Liam, mate. How are you? Evening, Nige, mate. How are you? Did you do your homework? I'm probably going to say no because I forgot what my homework was. The display that the George Striker doesn't really work on the accuracy of scoring. Vibes is what they work on. What's on the agenda today, and any good news? Well, we're going to be talking a little bit about Gio Lo Celso and Lazio. We're talking it's weirdo report about Calafiori. That's definitely not the only, apparently, Premier League team that are in for him. We're also talking one of our favourite humans on all of Earth, Riccardo Dragusin's agent, talking about Dragusin again. The guy doesn't shut up. Oh, he's a good agent, though. So, kudos to that. So we're talking about that and just general chit-chat about a few other things. We won't be on this live as long as the other ones. We've got some football to watch. Obviously, by the way, no 2 o'clock today. Oh, it felt like the afternoon was dragging. I was just waiting for the 5 o'clock. Definitely think Portugal are one of the faves. Absolutely. The KA. Yeah, I did forget, Mr. M. I won't lie. I did forget. My bad, man. I will try and get it for tomorrow. All right. My boy didn't play. Who's your boy? Right. Anyway, well, let's talk about Gio. And the agent is the Karenist Karen. Exactly. Evening, Daniel, mate. How are you? So, came team talk. We were talking about Lazio, and it said Lazio to make an exception to steal quality Tottenham raid after broken Postecoglou promise to Gio, obviously. And it said that Lazio are prepared to shelve their new transfer policy in intent to sign a quality Tottenham star, and a broken Ange Postecoglou promise has greatly increased the chances of a transfer going through. I don't think the broken promise was all the be-all and end-all, but I don't think it probably helped. Basically their transfer policy in Lazio is to kind of work with 25 and below, kind of like Chelsea, hence why Chelsea refused to go for Maddison. But basically, it's something that I think, as much as we all sit and go, oh, yeah, young squads are great, there's so much sort of ability to use sell-ons and things like that. At the end of the day, you need to have some experience in your squad. And Gio Lo Celso in Serie A, I think, would shred it, to be honest. I think he'd be brilliant in the Serie A. I mean, again, when we talk about, the Copper being on at the moment, Gio hopefully getting some good minutes out there, using that really to our benefit. The more he plays and the better that he plays and the further Argentina go, ironically, will help us get a better sale for him. You know, we always talk about players who go to the Copa Americas or Euros, the AFCONs, the World Cups, and they turn up and they show out. They always seem to get themselves a good transfer. It's the same thing. We need to be thinking the same thing for Gio, because Gio's got 1 year left on his contract. Let's be honest. Does anyone really see him signing a new deal? I personally don't, nor would I blame him. I see him being sold. And let's be honest, we should be looking at 15 million around that, because when fit, he's great. And when he's fit, he plays in different leagues, because he seems to play a hell of a lot more in different leagues than he does the Premier League. Feeling bad for Kvara. Did everything, and his team actually did nothing at attacking. Third, so many mistakes. Damn, Marshall, you are down bad on Georgia. Spurs should go for Arda Güler. Unlikely going to happen. I'm good, Liam. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm good. It's been a busy day. I'm enjoying some football, and I can't wait for Portugal now. Less than an hour. Hit the likes, Liam says. Appreciate that, mate. Do appreciate that. Yeah, like the video or subscribe if you're new, obviously. Always a great chat. Always is, absolutely. Kanayoglu wasn't bad at all. Let's see how he does against Portugal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, there's a little bit on Gio there. So, moving a little bit on, I want to talk Calafiori. So, this came from The Athletic, and it said that a number of Premier League clubs, including Brighton, Newcastle, Liverpool, and West Ham, have inquired for Riccardo Calafiori. Bologna wish to keep the 22-year-old and can offer him Champions League football next season. I mean, Liverpool can offer him Champions League football. So, you know, that kind of gets negated there a little bit. I looked at this and I thought, I still see him at Juventus. I really do. I think Juventus are somewhat struggling to get the Douglas Luiz deal sorted. So if I'm correct in what I've read, Illing Jr. sorted. He is ready to go to Villa. The money sorted. Basically, Weston McKennie's dragging his feet a little bit. Hence why it hasn't gone through yet. I think maybe as to why that's then slowing down maybe the Coop Miners deal, or maybe that's why it's slowing down the Calafiori deal. Because obviously all the signs point to Calafiori to Juventus. Motta becoming the new manager, which obviously is his manager last season at Bologna. Champions League football, playing for a bigger club in Italy who are going to pay him more. And he's going to play a lot of minutes. So you're kind of looking at it going tick, 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 tick. I mean, when you look at that list, West Ham, no European football. Brighton, no European football. Newcastle, no European football. Liverpool is the only one that you'd sit there and go, right, that is a concern. That's an issue. Because obviously they have Champions League football, we don't. I think if we both had Champions League football, I would fancy our chances of getting him. But yeah, that Liverpool situation, it's from The Athletic, so it's a legit sort of thing. Like that is a nerve-wracking situation, is all I'm going to say about that. So I have to see on that, because that is that's something to really keep an eye on, to be honest. So I've just seen something. Apparently he's agreed terms with Chelsea. Haven't seen that, mate. CR7 starting tonight. Is he? Hang on. Let me go check the teams quickly. Apologies that I'm stepping away from Spurs for just a second. I just want to see the Portugal Czech teams. I do also want to check the Czech team as well. Get it? That's awful. So Costa in goal, Nuno Mendes, Pepe, Ruben Dias, João Cancelo, Diego Dallo, Fernandes, and Vitinha in the midfield. Interesting. Bernardo Silva, Leao, Ronaldo. I thought they'd have played João and Palhinha, to be honest. But I guess they're looking at maybe as they've got 2 fullbacks and 3 centre-backs playing. Maybe they don't need... I mean, Vitinha can sit in a bit, but you know what I mean? That squad is ridiculous. Just looking at the bench is absolutely ridiculous. Fair play. Right, anyway, sorry, ignore me. Yeah, looking forward to that game now. You finally get to see the teams, and I'm like, right, let's get to it. Let's speed up the clock. So there's that on Calafiori. Moving a little bit on. And I want to talk really, just to let you know, this is something that's come out. The Premier League removed its team news embargo. So, normally team news comes out about an hour before kickoff. It's now going to be announced an hour and 15 before kickoff. So just to let you know that one if you didn't know that already, which is always nice. I look forward to team news. And then seeing that Oliver Skipp's playing in goal, and I'm like, I'm not sure I like that. Not sure I'm liking that. Chris Furyk news, actually, just quickly. Obviously, someone that we've been linked to at Spurs. So Florian Plettenberg said that 2 Italian Champions League participants are concretely interested in the winger and have made inquiries. There is also interest from the Premier League. Bayern have still not made an offer. There is no verbal agreement. There is contact as he remains on the list, but Max Eberl has not made a concrete move, nothing advanced. He does have that release clause until the end of June, which is 26 million euros. So obviously coming up now, you'll probably see if there's anyone going to move for him, you'll probably find it's within the next week they're moving for him. I doubt it's going to be us. It's not a player that we need right this second. Someone that's playing that left wing position. It's not a position where Spurs want to improve on unless it's, slapping them in the face, obvious. They'll be more looking at the striker or right wing. Turkey versus Georgia was best game of the tournament so far. You might be right on that, Bastard Daddy, mate. You might be right on that. Dragusin needs to sack his agent. His agent's doing him an absolute favour by talking him up so much, which I'm coming to his comments in a minute. Signings are not straightforward. Absolutely, Polly. They are definitely not that. Right, let's have a quick chat about this Dragusin situation. So his agent, Florian Mania, he was talking. He says, from what I know, Spurs are not looking for a pure central defender. They are more looking for a versatile defender. So I guess you could say that is someone that plays centre-back as well as fullback. In any case, Dragusin is ready for anything. He is not afraid of the competition. I'm not worried because such a strong defender cannot be stopped. His growth cannot be slowed down. Tottenham have always placed their trust in him. And in Syria, he faced very strong attackers. So you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm up. Yeah, I'll rate that. He's, fair enough. He's done it. He's done everyone a favor there. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with this. Gets worse. So basically, he then goes on and says, today my partner told me there were Napoli scouts at the stadium to watch Dovbyk. Maybe they saw the game Dragusin played. Oh, mate, I'm just shut up. Like, fair enough. If you had just said that first bit and left it there, I'd have gone, he's done. Yeah, what an agent, he seems like a friend. He's looking out for him. He's bigging him up. I love it. And then he's like, but Napoli still want you. If you want to go, we can sort it out. And that is a guy that goes, I just want that agent fee. That's all I care about is agent fees. Oh, honestly, as Callum said, he's a massive B end. That is, I'd agree. Ronaldo for the Euro Golden Boot. I'm going to stick to my Havertz Füllkrug one. Basically, whoever starts up from Germany is my guess. Who are we getting as an 8? It seems like Gallagher is probably staying. Let's just see how that one develops within the next week, with obviously financial fair play coming to a calendar end in 12 days' time. Ian Danny, what's your predictions for Portugal, Czech Republic? Oh, I'm going to go 2-0 Portugal. I'm going to 2-0 Portugal. I just think the quality that Portugal have, it will be too much. It'll be too much for Czech Republic. Yeah, I think Portugal 2-0. I think Ronaldo would get his one. Silly. And then Leao will get another. Hey, Andy, looking forward to the game tonight. Hell yeah, Darren, I am. I'm so looking forward to it. There's something about Portugal at the big tournaments that you kind of have to sit there and go, never, ever count those guys out. They always find a way. They always seem to find a way to either be completely awful and they're out in the groups, which there's always that, or keep an eye on them because they'll cause pain and heartbreak for other teams. Just remind you, Portugal lost 2-1 to Croatia. Yeah. It happens. You know what I mean? Big game players for big game tournaments. I'm going to say Portugal recently won a Euros as well. There's always got to remember that. Arda Güler was class. Yeah, he was good. He was good. Turkey looked all right. I don't think Turkey didn't do anything. Turkey aren't, going to the semis or anything, but Turkey looked all right. Maybe get out of the groups and get knocked out in the next round, maybe. Happens because football isn't played on paper. Exactly. 3-1 Liam reckons. What does everyone else reckon for the game, score-wise? Atletico Madrid have rejected a bid today from Chelsea for Samu Amorodian, 30 million euros plus add-ons. How the hell are Chelsea doing that? Right. Well, Chelsea just have a non-ending pit against FFP. Howdy, Milton, mate. How are you? Did you miss much, Milton? We've talked about Lazio wanting Lo Celso. We talked about Calafiori having inquiries from Brighton, Newcastle, West Ham, and Liverpool. We talked about the embargo on team news being sort of scrapped, and it will come out an hour and 15 ahead of kickoff, 7 hour. And we talked about Dragusin's agent being a blabbermouth, as per. 2-1 Portugal. Yeah, it's a shout. Enjoy, Bolly. I'll catch you tomorrow, no doubt. Take care. We can't see Mbappe versus Van der Ven anymore since he's missing the group stages. Yeah, I heard he got worried because of Mickey's pace. I'm joking. Before someone goes, no, he broke his nose. Who do you think will be our striker at the end of the summer? Oh, mate, honestly, I really don't know. My guess is Tony or Jimenez. That'll be my guess right now. Chelsea, yeah, I knew about that. They sold it for about 76 million, wasn't it? Something dodgy. I've said before, and I'll say again, Julian Nagelsmann will win the Euros. Well, Germany sure as hell looked good. I mean, to be fair, the one thing I would say is a bit of context. They were playing against Scotland, who were also down to 10 men. But what they did do is they didn't play down to their competition. They played at their level. And Scotland, even with 11 men, weren't going to stop them, let's be honest. PC CPU fan broke. Sorry for the latest. Madsy, mate. That's brutal. What are you going to do about it, mate? Appender, please. Well, mate, if I had that power, you know I would deliver Appender. I would love Appender, mate. But I just don't see it happening personally. Question, my friend. Someone just talked about Love Island to me. Don't care. Do not. Euros are on. Dude, it's pronounced Norgelsman. Norgelsman. How about we call him Julian? He's bloody Julian. How about that? I'll call him Julian. Let's do a poll. All right. Or is it Nort Gels Man? Oh, yeah, Nort Gels Man. Whee. I've seen our fixtures for next season. How many players do you think we need? 5 to 6. Ipswich's first game is Liverpool away and second game is City at home. Welcome to the Premier League. Yeah, that's a brutal start. But the one thing I would say is you got to play everyone twice. You have to play everyone twice. And do you know what? Getting them first 2 games of the season isn't always the worst thing. Yes, it's maybe you want easy games and maybe you want, so a team that struggled next year. But you know what? There's no reason why one of those promoted teams doesn't turn up and actually become quite a decent team. And actually everyone then looks at that and goes, oh, hang on a second. That's not easy 3 points. Maybe a top team gets off the mark slow. What happens with Liverpool? Do they get going under slot? I don't know. I'm intrigued by that dynamic really at Liverpool. I really am. As much as you'll watch other fan channels and as soon as they talk about a different team, it's they're rubbish, they're this, they're that. We're going to beat them 17-0. Let's be honest, for a general chat, and this is what's great for the second channel, by the way, is when we do chat about we could preview the weekend fixtures, we can review the weekend fixtures. I'm intrigued by Liverpool. I really am. That dynamic of Klopp as like this Messiah-esque level moving into the next manager who, plays exciting football. He's a young, manager. Obviously, we were linked with him. Can he handle that pressure? That's a really interesting thing. And, maybe if they get off to a rocky start, we've seen managers crumble a little bit. Or do they go on like a 3 or 4 game win streak and everyone goes, we might have something here, Graham Potter to Leicester. Yeah, I still think he might be waiting for the England job, if I'm honest. Leicester City fans are confident they'll beat us. Well, they should be. They should be. I think you should go in. Do you know what? Right now, Leicester are joint top of the Premier League. I mean, so are the other 19 teams, but that's neither here nor there. They should, you know, they should be up for it, you know? They should be. But all I'm going to say is 2 words: Steven Bergvine. I predicted it accidentally yesterday it was going to be Leicester. Maybe I should buy a lottery ticket. You should, Marshall. You should. 6-2 Tottenham, run it back, Sonny, hat-trick 2. Oh, woof. I'll be up for that, mate. I'll be up for that. Heard we're interested. Yeah, no. Yeah, Melton, you got to do better than that, dude. Glad I could get a few minutes with you. Good morning from San Diego. San Diego, as Ron Burgundy would say. Morning, David, mate. How are you? A little late, was driving home from the gym. That's all right, Shroomsy. It's a reasonable excuse. What did you train at the gym, bud? Potter's Leicester. Yeah, I know they're talking, but I still have a vibe that Potter's sort of trying to hold out to see if he can get that England job. That's what he wants. He doesn't want Leicester. He wants the England job, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be full of absolute rubbish. But it's just the vibe that I'm getting. Right, let's have a look at this poll anyway. So the majority reckon Calafiori not happening. Let's do another poll on Calafiori. Right. Let's see what you guys think about Calafiori's next move. And what we'll do is we'll probably kick about for another about sort of 7 to 10 minutes, something like that. Give everyone a chance to sort of to get off, get himself, you know, a bit of food or whatever, and get their backsides in front of a TV, ready to watch the game. I can't wait. You should ask if Parachi is happening or not. Parachi is always happening. All right, he's always happening. He's always got his headphones in. He's got multiple phones working. You know, I would take Potter over Southgate. My number one would be Poch. I think Klopp wants to take a break. Yeah, I mean, I would still tempt. Klopp should be your number one option. Like that's the way I would look at it. Knock on his door and just say, look, I know you fancy a break, but we've actually basically got 2 years of relaxation until there's another tournament, which is a World Cup. Would you be keen? And just see. Just into the chat. Have we bought someone yet? No, listen, mate. We have not bought anyone yet. We were talking Lazio interested in Lo Celso. We were talking Dragusin's agent, chatting away. We were talking about 4 Premier League teams inquiring into Calafiori. We were talking about an embargo on team news being eased up. So team news coming out an hour and 15 ahead of games instead of an hour now. Dragusin's agent is a blandmouth, always wanting Radu to leave. The reason is, Madsy, is every time he moves, he gets agent fees and he gets a couple of million, you know, or even more. You know, I talked about Joshua Zirkzee agent wanting 12.5 million for his move from Bologna, which apparently Man United are quite keen on him. FYI, I didn't know if anyone wanted to know about that. But, yeah, that's why he wants to move. Agents always want their players to move or get new deals. You know, they don't want a player to sit at a club for 3 years and nothing happened to him, you know? That's why he's always like, I want him to play. I want him to play. Because the better he plays, maybe like a Real Madrid come sniffing. That's what they want, you know? Am I the only one who is happy the Gallagher saga seems to have ended? I just think it's taken a bit of a break, David. I don't think it's ended. I'd happy if we got Archie Gray. He'd fit the technical football Ange wants to play. Yeah, we are keen on Archie. Will it? I really don't know what the situation is, obviously, because we know we are interested in Van der Sen. Arda Gula was man of the match. There we go. We know we're interested in Van der Sen. We know we're interested in Archie Gray. I just hope they don't see Archie Gray as a centre mid. Have him as a right back that can play centre mid. I'm keen for that, though. Goal of the tournament so far, either Romania one or the Gula one for me. Or the Turkey first goal. The Turkey first goal was nice. That volley. Woohoo! Klopp don't want to work right now, otherwise he'd have stayed at Liverpool. Yeah, but Liverpool in international duty are 2 very, very different things. International duty, you're working like a month to 6 weeks a year and you get to go watch football. Liverpool is a Monday to Sunday job, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, you know? That's why a lot of managers enjoy international football, because they go, God, I get to work very, very irregularly. And actually, I don't have to do anything really that meaningful per year. It's every 2 years I'd have to, you know? Has Hummels been offered to us? Don't think so. He's been offered to Roma, I know that. New York Times reported that Chelsea exploring and are considering selling a minority stake in their women's team, trying to raise more money any way they can. Oh, yeah, always trying to find a way. And they'll buy back that stake in no time. I can guarantee it. Interested FC. Yeah. Oh, always inquiring FC. Look at Pogba and Anelka constantly moving clubs for money. Morata, Lukaku. Football's boring and rubbish. Oh, that's bold. What happened to Xerxes to AC Milan? It's still on, potentially, but Man United are very keen on Xerxes. But also they have a situation where the agent fees being 12.5 million. Do you really think an Italian club can afford a transfer fee, player signing on fees, and then that massive agent fee? You know, you see, it's an issue. Teddy, mate, how are we? You all right? Archie would be like an Adogi. He'd fit the inverted fullback. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You know, he would play, I'd say, more similarly to our man Pedro Porro. Do you know what? I hope Pedro Porro is having a bloody great summer. He should be at that tournament, but you know, I hope he's having a great summer. Lukaku versus Kane for unluckiest strikers ever. I don't know, win that fight. Right, anyway, let's look at this poll. I haven't checked it yet. So Juve, people think Juve. Yeah, no one really thinks Bologna, do they? Right. Let's do one on Gio. Ooh. Right. So this is for where you think the league he will end up either staying at Spurs or signing for. All right. Porro not in the Spain squad, one of the biggest robberies ever. Oh, that I don't get it. The other robbery I found was that Cucurella starts ahead of Alex Grimaldo, which I was like, Cucurella must have some dirt on the Spanish manager because there's no way anyone in the world thinks Cucurella is better than Grimaldo. I don't even think Cucurella himself or his family think that. Bonkers. Kane is a hard worker. Lakaka isn't. With such a young team, Hummel will be a good idea if he accepts to a bench option. Yeah, I don't think he wants to be a bench option at this point in his career. Plus, also, you know, we do have experience in our team. You know, we have Romero, we have Sonny, Madison. You know, there's quite a few. There's quite a few. Oh, right. That is definitely going to be you gone, mate. That is not an all right thing to be saying to a person that you don't know. Very, very weird human, that is. Do you know what? Humans are very, very odd in life, aren't they? To come into a random stream and to accuse someone of that, you know, you could be in trouble. Needs to be careful. The Spanish and Belgian manager clueless for Tongans on the bench. Oh, that Belgian team really looks weak, doesn't it? Like it looks like you could hit them for 4 or 5. Not say England would, because England would score first and then sit back because that's all we seem to do because Southgate has no idea what he's doing. But you know, that team does look weak. I can't lie. Right, let's have a look at this. Everyone kind of thinks La Liga. Interesting. See, I'm thinking Italy could be a really good move for him, but will Lazio really push him? Obviously, I know you got Betis, even Sociedad, maybe. To be fair, Sevilla haven't got the money for him, and nor would I do Sevilla any favors after how they treated Valise either. Not interested. But by the looks of it, I think a lot of you think La Liga. I think it's fair to say. Interesting. Brian Hill would do well in Spain. It's not so windy over there. Unless you're in the Mestalla, which is obviously quite an open stadium. What happened? What do you mean, Teddy? What happens? What do you mean, mate? We should get Xerxes. Yeah, I'm not keen as much after hearing what the deal would end up looking like cost wise. We're talking about a player that's going to probably cost the club about 60 odd million. If it's going to cost that, just go and get me just go get me a Pender. They all say these things on the internet. Wouldn't even dare squeak in front of me. Yeah, they're just trying to think they can get a reaction. I'm too old for that, to be honest, mate. I mean, you should be careful what you say on the internet, stuff like that, because, you know, I could pursue something there, if you know what I mean. And, you know, I'm not going to be that person. But, you know, things like that, those sort of accusations, we've seen people even today, Joe Barton, having to basically say sorry because he's at threat of probably legal issues because of what he said about Jeremy Vine. If you don't know who they are, don't worry, you're not missing anything. I just think we naturally sit back. I can't remember any England team that was confident and constant on the ball. That's because we've not had the managers to really do it. Think we've had Southgate, Hodgson, Sam Allardyce, McLaren, Capello, Sven. We need to go and get a forward-thinking manager. We need to think of managers that can actually coach as well. You know, believes it ends up in Italy. Would probably be Lazio for you then. It's a shame Kilisoy didn't play. I wanted to see him. Oh, here we go. Sofian and Marshall, get a room, you two, over this guy. God. I don't know why I want to spend 60 million on Eze when there's a really tidy French player. In Dombele's on a free. Levy again. Oh, I might have to check him out. I have to check his highlights out. Vertonghen is way over the hill. Yeah, well, I mean, he's late 30s now, isn't he? I'm a little sick and tired of these young players' agents. They just shut up. You know what I mean? Not you, obviously, Shroomsy, mate. Just the agents, like, you do him a head in. Let him enjoy his Euros. You know what I mean? Let him focus on his Euros. You yapping isn't helping anyone. I think strengthening every position this year and going big on a striker next year would be great. Yeah, Teddy, you're of the mindset, if I'm right, Teddy, if I remember reading it correctly, you're of the mindset we should sort of load up surrounding positions of like wingers and fullbacks and centre halves and midfielders, and then the following summer go into the striker. Am I right? You know, every player looks good in the highlights. That is true, Sofian. That is true. I have mistakenly thought a player was going to be unreal from watching his highlights and been burnt by that a couple of times. Trust me, I have. It's actually incredible what Chelsea can do. I just find so many ways around it. There was rumour we're back in for Neto, but I don't know how valid it is. Not seeing it, mate. Not seeing it. Who is it, Andy? What, for the highlights? A long time ago now, my friend. I never get caught by anything. A savant of the game. No, I'm joking. I thought Ndombele was going to be incredible. Thought Brian Hill would be incredible, you know? I forgot who said it, but I think it was Danny Murphy. Something. Why did he try to get on? Yeah, it was Danny Murphy. Danny Murphy, the celebration police again. Like, you're playing for your country. And I'm all for Romania, by the way, right now. You play for your country in a team that, let's be honest, you're not expecting to win the tournament, but you're hoping that if the team does well, you inspire the next generation, or, you know, maybe some people to pick up playing football to build up that team for the future, right? You want to show that you care. You want to show that you love it. And he's a centre half. His role is to stop goals going in. And he's stopping goals going in. So we celebrated it. I didn't have any issues with it. Passion. There's nothing wrong with it. I heard something about Tony earlier. What did you hear, Zane? But still, just look at one. Sofian, he's very strong, fends off defenders along the lines of Benzema. That's a bold thing to be saying. Benzema, mate. Very bold. That is a Ballon d'Or winning footballer. All right. I was about to do a poll. We agree personal terms. Nah. Vertonghen will never retire from football. Well, it's like the it's like Kazu. Is he Japanese? Apologies if I got that wrong. He's in his mid-50s still playing. Legend of the game. I reckon he could play Ange. His body definitely wouldn't fall apart playing that. Well, I want to ask something about midfielders. I think I've done this poll before, but I just want to Uh, not on a 6 before someone goes, I want to talk about 6. It's not on a 6. In an alternate universe, our team would have been Lloris, Aurier, Toby, Jan, Cess, and Dombele, Gio, Ali, Bergwijn, Kane, Son. That's 1920 window. Weird old world, isn't it? Yeah, I think like that. I think getting a striker which is not 100% his best isn't a good solution. But now spending a bit more in every other position. I mean, look, if you're stacking out a whole team, interesting. But you've then got to get quality. You've got to then really go, kind of like Arsenal did this season. Arsenal's team is built ready now for a number 9. Yeah, you might want to get a number 8 in there or a 6, which allows Rice to either go to the 8 or getting an 8 in that allows to help Rice a little bit. But you really have to kind of get rocking and rolling on the rest of that team. You know, we are a little bit off, you know. Putting them in a state that you only need to buy a good striker later like that, we can maybe spend 100, 150 next year. Yeah. And I don't know if you mentioned it before, but deep down, who do you really want as our striker? Not who you think is realistic, but genuinely want. I mean, Openda would be my guy. I've always kind of been on the Openda vibe. I mean, look, I like Sesko. I like Openda. Either one of the Leipzig strikers would be lovely, but I just don't know what's going on with Leipzig because obviously Sesko's staying. I think they'll sell Olmo, but maybe they'll wait for that deal to be happening after the Euros. Will they still sell Openda? His value is high, so. But then again, another good season with him and Sesko, you could easily sell both of those and rake in 120 million odds. You know, I think we have enough 8s in the squad. We do have a few. Hey, this is close. This poll, yeah, this is very close. Why doesn't this guy be a footballer instead of criticizing footballers? Maybe because he's a backseat pundit. Well, you're obviously new. Let's have a look at your channel. Dude, I'm not criticizing players. I'm offering my opinion on players. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. No one's forcing you to be here. It's going to be a lot. Oh, do you remember, guys? It's going to be another one of those Jota where I said I didn't like a player and the person just absolutely caved in on it. Would rather spend 60 million on a Pender than a winger and striker since a Pender can play across the front three. Yeah. I really like a Pender. He needs to be starting for Belgium next game. He really does. The Celso leaves needed as a like 10, have lots of 8s anyway. Yeah, I think I would go 10 because I think Bergval, I would sort of think more of as an 8 to start off with. And obviously, you've got Bentancur, you've got Bissouma. I think Skippy may move on, but if you've got Bentancur and Bissouma, you got your Bergval, you still got Matters. I think we need both. I actually think we need an 8 and 10. Obviously, because you're moving off of Højbjerg as well. And I don't want to kind of throw Tyrese Hall too far in the deep end to start off with. Same with Mikey Moore, a Bergval, a Donnelly, whatever. But lead him in slowly. Don't throw him in at the deep end, you know? Sule or Sule, was it West Ham don't want to pay even half of what Juve want. I remember reading. Sule Dule would be my preferred wingers since they provide something unique from Son, Johnson, Werner, and Decky. I'll have Eberici Eze. Did you see Landon Donovan's haircut? Oh, dude. If that's not if that's not a hair transplant in progress, let it go. It was. I felt for him because he said that the media company or whoever he's working for said they wouldn't basically do him dirty. They did him dirty. Pender is class, absolutely. Sarr is an 8, absolutely. And he's got appendicitis. Oh, Callum, that is dreadful, mate. That is dreadful. So apparently we have 100 mil budget specifically for forwards. Not sure how true that is. Who'd you see it from, Joshua? A 6 would be better, in my opinion. I do really like Gray. Well, I look at Gray as a right back. Obviously, then plays a little bit of centre mid, which I like that sort of versatility between the two. Obviously, I like Vanderson as well. The way I look at it, if we sign Vanderson or Gray, I'm not going to complain. You know what I mean? Pender should be taken seriously. They should try and get his signature. Oh, it'd be such a coup. It'd be such a good coup. I really would like him. But there are no 10 except Madadonna. Who? Calafiori, Vanderson, Gray, Eze, and a right winger. An 8 winger. I'm not sure. You hooked me in right until the end, and then went. Sorry, right winger. That I was thinking an 8 winger. What's an 8 winger? I think we still need more in the midfield there, Teddy. Though, mate. Is there any news on Eze? Not today, mate. No. I'm holding on to Openda because Paul O'Keefe said we were looking at him. Well, he's part of the strike list of the strikers we're in for, and we like. I definitely want Openda. What do you think his goal assist would be? What, he had like 30, I think, this year, goals and assists. There's no reason why he couldn't get you 20, 25 in the Premier League in his first season and then building up from there. You got to think, hey, you want a player to play, you want a player that can do something similar to Sonny in terms of, you want to put a ball over the top and behind, you want someone running the channels. You want a guy that can, if you had him and Sonny playing, you could just switch him at times, kind of going, right, Sonny starting left wing, Openda's playing striker, occasionally every now and then, which I quite like that. I quite like that versatility. It'd be really good, actually. Suma, Bentancur, Berval, Madison, and if we got Gallagher, who I don't rate because he's a chicken chaser, can play 8. Chicken chaser, wow. But he could play 8, yeah. Lots of energy. I see Gray as a DM. I just see him as a right back because obviously when we have Porro basically plays centre mid, so that's why I think it works. Play Porro right back and Vanderson right wing. No. Don't be doing that. Keep Vanderson at right back. Baller. That's his nickname in Madison. Apologies, Marshall, mate. Apologies. Son Apunde. I was reading Sule. Son Openda Sule would be scary. Could be. Has never had a girlfriend before, and he's really embarrassed and insecure about it. Ooh. Hey, lads, we've got the trolls in the chat today. Interesting. Hey? It's odd. Interesting that he thinks I've never had a girlfriend before. Interesting. Any news on Enesri? Nah, nothing today, buddy. Nothing today. Get Don Parachi on the phone to Juve for Sule now. I would love to know how much they want for Sule at Juventus because they're going to look to sell him to kind of give money for obviously that Coop Miners, Louise, Calafiori sort of situation, Don't worry, people. We have Turbo Werner. If we start preseason without getting Eze, we ain't getting him. Well, preseason will probably start. Ooh, when will preseason start? Interesting, actually. No, I wouldn't say don't worry too much about that. Don't worry too much about that. Starting preseason's fine. But, you'd want him by the tour, I guess you could say. By the way, this guy, Desire, can play right mid, right wing, centre forward, attacking mid, and cam. Oh, crikey. We need Gallagher if we could play up to 60 games next season. Well, we'll be playing a lot, so the guy can stay fit. I'll give him that. I see great as both. Interesting. Chicken chaser like Rocky's training. Ah, nice. Yeah. I rate Kubo highly. Yeah, I don't know about Kubo just yet. I just imagine us on the counter attack in North London with Eze, Openda, Son, and Nico, 250k wages. They'll weigh him down. The amount of money that's in his pockets will weigh him down. With Porro shooting, he should be tried at right wing. No, keep big old Pedro at right back. He's an absolute baller there. I love Pedro at right back personally. That's just my thing. Evening, Sonia. How are you? Always puzzled when I hear Sule because it sounds like Sule. You always think of the centre back, don't you? Yeah, I remember when I first got told about the interest we had in him. I was like, I don't think Nicolas Sule is a right winger, is he not? And he plays in Germany. He doesn't play in Italy. You don't see how Gallagher fits our system. He's just as good as Højbjerg on the ball. I just see him as the English Højbjerg, but a better finisher. That's bold. I'm very good, Sonia. Thank you for asking. I'm very good. It's been a good day. It's been a busy day. It's been a good day. Obviously, good game of football at 5 o'clock. Obviously, next game's in 15 minutes as well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Right, that poll, sorry. I've had that poll up for a little while, haven't I? Nearly 10 minutes, crikey. So 8 wins, just over the 10. Fascinating stuff, that. From being the most profitable team in London, we sure don't act like it. No, that's we're on vibes. We don't do that, do we? Let's have a look. Yeah, honestly, when I first thought about it, I was like, that's the centre back. That's Nicholas Sule. He's about 6'5" and he's a unit. 1st July preseason, first friendly July 14th. Yeah, I wouldn't rule out Eze then leading into that because you never know how far England go in this tournament, things like that, you know. Um, these trolls are brilliant. I'm really enjoying this now. This is elegant. It's really funny how this inside Spurs guy is talking about the achievements of better men. Why don't you become a better man of noteworthy importance than glorifying other men? Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, I mean, you could become a better man instead of worshipping my live streams, which I'm glad you're here because you're helping the algorithm, pal. Thanks very much. We need better finishes. Doesn't really matter where they play. We need more goal scoring ability in our team. Well, I just think, I just think with our wingers, there was games where obviously flashing balls across the 6-yard line and we weren't really getting touches on the ball. But that's where I think Sonny on the left and an actual number 9 in there might make the difference because Sonny's movement in the box was great sometimes because obviously he attracts so much attention. Hence why the guy at the left or Werner or whoever's playing on the left was obviously in a lot more space. And obviously Timo was lovely. We all enjoyed Timo, but yeah, sometimes wasn't the best in front of goal. 51 plus 48. Yeah, sometimes Madzi, it just doesn't seem to add up to 100% on the percentages. I don't really understand why. Unless they round it down. They round it up in live polls, but then round it down with the results. I don't know. One of links to Jonathan David, 20 plus goals a season under 40 million. I don't even know where he's going to end up this season. I always thought it'd be AC Milan, but then obviously Xerxes. So I don't know. Last one tried to make you look, well, yeah, he tried to do something. Be competitive or be there for vibes. Well, Spurs are there for being competitive for the top 4. Don't want to do anything more than that. These trolls are prob on guy who can't take his ass off a sofa and does not have anything to do in his life. Wow. Teddy is not pulling any punches. It's the Jota guy, ain't it? I said one thing about Jota and it's going to haunt me for the rest of my life, isn't it? I wonder if we want to unveil Eze at QPR. My tinfoil hat has broken. Yeah. Your tinfoil hat, all right. That's for damn sure. For information, we're getting linked strongly to Desire. Has more take. Yeah, no, I know about him, mate. We've been linked to him probably a few weeks ago. Definitely someone that we like. Again, with one of those things, it'll be down to cost more than anything, you know. But yes, right. I'm going to leave you all now to go and enjoy the Portugal game. It's on in 10 minutes. So enjoy the game. Obviously, I've gone for 2-0 Portugal. If I'm wrong, you can all absolutely slaughter me on the next live stream. All right. Enjoy the game and look after yourselves. See you soon. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all back tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Enjoy yourself. See you later.